for the candidates, as you guys know, we did very well. You've seen some of the numbers, so at least there's this spread nationally to show that AAC is well known now, and they can't claim not to know AAC anymore. So that's why I want to share with you. We would I would love for this to be a recorded broadcast, but I want to make it as interactive and as engaging as possible, and hope that you won't let this discourage you and you'll still be with us. Do you have any questions?
Oh yes, a lot of people are saying that they are proud of you.
Thank you guys. How many people are watching?
1.5K.
Wow, that's amazing. So we've become, the most powerful political movement in Nigeria and party today. There's no question about it. There's not even an INEC chairman can boast of 1.5K views, and so we're reaching you at the time that Manchester United is playing Liverpool. That means a lot of people should be watching them.
And the INEC
chairman is also talking, and yet we have 1.5K views here. So thank you guys. I'll take questions, take comments as we go along. We want to make it very, 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 very good.
There's a question.
Yes.
After this election, does the movement continues?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. But it's not. We've already made it clear that the movement will continue, regardless of the outcome of the election. The movement was what this movement, which is taking back, handled the presidential election campaigns. The party also remains, but the movement is going to remain as a movement. The party remains as a party.
Alright, so I'll just be reading out comments since there are no questions. Babalola Timitope Lawrence says, I respect your courage, honored. Chris Barris is AAC social media, okay. President, I pity those who wasted votes on you. Sadiq Badmore says, what do you have to say about Mr. Jollof? Can I respond to that?
Oh, no, okay, that's a very important question. I know a lot of people. I think you can help me take this talk to them, tell them I'm here doing the broadcast. Regarding Mr. Jollof, please, you guys should not be hostile towards him. He's a contestant in the party. I don't know how he came to the conclusion that he had lost the election to the point that he was so upset that he said things that are not true. One of the things he said was that somehow we collected money for agents and we didn't deliver. That's not correct.
No, he didn't say you. He said he paid an agent.
Yeah, so we don't know the agent he paid, But we had a structure in place for volunteers, and the volunteers went through our party structure in the state. He ought not to have paid an agent outside of the party structure, because then the party cannot account for the agent that you paid. But assuming that he paid an agent that disappeared with his money, that was not enough reason for him to blackmail the entire party or insult the entire party machinery with his run this money. But look, everybody in his shoes probably will handle this differently. I have seen Banky W, who also participated in the election yesterday. He's not sure if he won or not, but he thanked everybody, and didn't accuse anybody of any wrongdoing. In this case, because we're a small party, if all the money we raised was spent on agents, it won't be enough. We have 120,000 polling units. If you pay an agent 1,000 naira each, that's about 120 million. If you pay them 5,000, what PDP, that's about 800 million or a billion. But actually more than 130,000 polling units. I think INEC introduced about 19,000 voting units more. So there was no basis. But this, I think this is Jollof's style. There was a time he also attacked the party leadership that weren't helping him enough. Then we invited him to the couch. He confessed that we are the only party he has ever joined who didn't ask for favors from him. The only favor we could have asked him was to ensure that he used his platform to even help us raise awareness about volunteers as agents, which he didn't do. He didn't devote much of his platform, even on Instagram, to the party's campaigns or efforts to get agents. So, but this is not the time to fight anyone within the party. I wish that he had done this differently. But, you know, as party leaders, we're used to this, this type of attitude. So that's all I have to say about Jollof.
Olani Oluwole Ebenezer says, my 2 people voted AAC in Sokoto in my polling unit. Very happy.
Thank you so much for doing that. We appreciate you. How many people are watching now?
1.9K.
Wow. Right. Good.
Omoyamo is asking, how do we intend to work on our state coordinators?
Well, after this election, we will work on the party structures. We'll see, because we need a lot of work. We will have to expand. And don't forget that the presidential election is just the only election that's over as of yesterday. We still have governorship elections. We have state of assembly elections coming up. So don't lose sight of that. That's March 9th, if I'm correct.
Oladosu Gabriel Olalikon says, most importantly, we need to start grassroots campaign immediately. Let the party spread its wings from now.
Absolutely, I agree with you, and we will commence that immediately.
Richie Solomon Udo says, we love you and are proud of you any day, anytime. The problem is Nigerian youth and not you, sir. You did your best.
Thank you. You guys remember that I put up a Spanish quote from Fidel Castro the eve of the election. And I think it says, La historia me absolverá. That history will absolve me. Yes, we did put in our best, but we haven't come to the conclusion that how good the best was. So we won't find out until we get all the results.
It's Kelly Bling says, sure, start from somewhere first. Don't just come here and be dragging presidents and then.
Thank you so much for that comment. For those of you who are afraid to start from the top, we have availability in the party for those who don't want to think too big. So the idea is to make sure that we come out boldly, rescue our country in whichever capacity we think we can do it. My capacity is for the presidency of the country, and it was because of that conviction and belief that made me come out. And there's nobody out there who contested against me who will not testify to the fact that, you know, my capacity, my tenacity, my intellect was built and meant for the presidency. That was why, of all the 71 political parties, yes, thank you, of all the 71 political parties, every poll that was done put me at number 3. And I put myself as number 1 because I can't see Buhari and Atiku being better than me. Sorry.
All right, Priya Dobry says, please, sir, why are the killings during elections not aired?
Because that was likely suppressed by the media or the government. But a lot of you are aware of it, so that means somehow they were reported. Okay, were they underreported? Probably yes. But I was aware of the killings, even when they didn't come from official government media or conventional media.
Boss Bear said, do not expect donations again for the next election.
Thank you. Absolutely, we will expect people who are interested in our political party to donate, because we don't know where to steal money to run for election, and we won't. Those who are interested will continue to do so. You guys heard about Bernie Sanders in the US. He lost the election last time, but people were so convinced about him this last 3 days. In less than 24 hours after he reopened his intention to run for president, he raised $6 million. That's how people engage with politics. But we will keep ensuring that we raise funds transparently, because we're not here just to run for office and win. We're here to change the political process, especially how to ensure that politics is free from the interest of money bags.
Ishak Ojibara says, well done to all Take It Backers. Very inspiring movement. Thank
you so much, Ishak, and I know you very well. You've been a great supporter. Thank you so much. How are we doing now with numbers?
Okay.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. Adelanwa Adejoke Adetunji says, I have no alternative to you, Shura, and Take It Backers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Olatunji Olufemi saying, please address the allegations against Mr. Jollof, but you've done that. So, Queen OBM and Jim says, AAC Take It Back will always be my party forever.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oladoji Gabriel Olalekon, the movement should be stronger than ever.
Yes.
Muhammad Suleiman Okbeyemi says, I love you, my man. You remain my number one always.
Thank you. And I should say something too. It's this. The reason why this movement is even needed now or necessary is because in the next few hours, there may not even be a winner. We're not sure because they are so scared, because of the very crooked way the election was done. I'm hearing now that Buhari lost in Ondo State completely. And he lost in a lot of places where he lost in Abuja. He lost so bad in Enugu. They have written to INEC to cancel Enugu. So we don't even know the results of the election yet. So we will find out that Nigeria will eventually rely on our movement to dig it out of the mess that's. So the movement should stay strong. Whatever you have to give to the movement is the time to get ready to give it. Because everything that is happening now is going to eventually rest on our shoulders to dig Nigeria out of the mess into which they brought themselves.
Peter Sich says, till I die, sir, I won't turn my back on you.
Thank you so much, Peter. Thank you.
Ostino Ronaldo says, after the election...
Thank you, I agree with you.
Chris Good, forecaster, says, AAC all the way, we are still waiting for total results.
That's right, we're waiting, and we haven't gotten the results yet.
Adedokum Ajao says, please show where the journey continues and we will creep into gradually.
And I don't know how to turn back when I take a step like this in the right direction. Yes.
Abolani Abosede Adigbeko, well done, my president. I'm proud of all of you. Take it back as no stopping, keep pressing on.
Thank you. Thank you. And one thing I want to tell you guys is an election can happen and somebody can be declared president by INEC and somebody can be declared the president of the people. Right, so the president of the people is different from the president of INEC. So the president of the people is the president that is in the heart of the people, to whom every person is loyal in the country. And that's where we are now. Our party has become a party of the people, party of the masses, and we have done the election and the people know their president, and the president knows his people.
There's an interesting one here from Chinedu Pascal, and he says, although I did not pinch my tent with you, but Chiwara is a lion. He has been noted this day as for his uncommon bravery. I stand by you in the same electioneering.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you.
It's pretty good. Says, no matter how, do not give up. Once there is life, there is hope. Thank
you very much. Thank you very much.
My president, how about the guy, the soldier arrested yesterday?
So what happened? Let's just explain to you. They arrested a guy, and that was the guy in front of me. But they were trying to arrest our drone operator, and I resisted that. So after we had the fight with them and they heard that, the whole world was aware of what was happening. Because they didn't know that we were live streaming it. We kept the live streaming device secret hidden from them. I heard the guy was released immediately. They were actually panicking. They were afraid, really afraid yesterday. They kept begging us at the point that, we don't want, we know you are president. You probably watched too many of it. We fought them to a standstill. But we heard that as soon as we left the village to come to Lagos, they went back to the village and started harassing people again. But at least you know their faces and you know who they are. And we are aware. We were shocked to hear that the man who is leading them, who is a colonel, actually said that we should understand that, they came to come and win the election for APC. They don't know what is our problem, what is my problem, So, well, we did what we needed to do, and they are still in possession of our drone because I think the drone has footage of how they were shooting at the drone, and they don't want the public to see that. So,
and a mobile phone.
And our mobile phone as well. Yes. Yeah.
Sunday Michael is asking, will you accept appointments if invited by the new government?
I'm the one who's going to appoint a shadow cabinet. So.
Take it back! Action! Don't go back!
Yeah, people are here. Some of our people are just coming from the field.
Yes.
You know, you guys are welcome.
Collation center.
Yes, they're coming from collation center. You can see the ramps, and then we'll pan over.
Take it back. Take it back. Action. Action. No going back.
You're welcome to this broadcast of our time.
Yes.
So, and we have just been engaging with our people. Interestingly, people are so excited about the outcome of the election, even though we haven't seen the result.
Yes.
They are so proud of all of you guys, man. Right now, we're having the highest number of views at the time that there's no crisis. Over 2 point, how many now?
2.1K.
2.1K views.
Wow.
Live. The INEC chairman is talking to the press at this time. I don't think he's getting that many views. You know.
Exactly.
Manchester is playing Liverpool. Yet people are watching us.
Views.
So people are proud of you guys, and you know I want us to do that. We have asked them to ask questions, but they're just commending us. You know, like thank you guys for what you're doing, what you did. We told them we don't have any results yet, none. But I mean, we have some, but we don't have a clear results yet, or no clear picture. INEC hasn't released results.
They have not been transparent enough.
Yeah, but you all know that this wasn't an election. This was an act of aggression.
Yes,
This is a scam.
Yes, it's a scam. And there's no way we can endorse a scam.
This is serious travesty.
And we're talking to our movement people not to lose guard. Interestingly, they are not losing sleep over this, because in a matter of hours from now, Nigeria will need us. I'm already seeing crisis in the horizon.
Yes.
Because Buhari has lost in so many places that he won last time.
Right.
You know,
Right.
we might even get to a point where a runoff might become necessary.
Right.
So, in which case, we are the ones that will have to energize ourselves again to save Nigeria. So, and we came into this not for the election alone. We said it, and we've been very consistent about it, that for us this is the beginning of a revolutionary time in our country. And there's nobody, you know, who's in doubt about that. But most importantly, people are now, you know, what we call bias remorse. Even people who voted the wrong way yesterday are already regretting it, and they haven't even announced the election.
Look at this article I'm looking at in the news, published in the news. It says Buhari article either wins, Nigeria loses.
Exactly. That's the most important thing. It's
Exactly.
true. Whomever wins between these two people,
But
they are not
it's a
lost
loss.
completely.
It's a loss.
It's a loss to Nigeria.
The only thing that would have helped Nigeria is for, you know, for AAC to win.
Yes.
That's
right.
That's
And
The will of the people.
For those of you who have been asking us about, oh, why don't you merge with other countries? You now see who they could have merged with.
Right.
You know,
Really?
yes. In terms of even their own performance, I'm not in any way condemning them. We have to praise these young people who came out and challenged, you know, the status quo. They did fantastic. But we have always said it that we are the real deal.
Right.
We are.
Yes.
And you know, each time you give an update and you keep saying, you know, we started a year ago.
Yes.
The truth of the matter is we actually started 5 months ago.
When we had a political
party
party.
Was registered.
The movement was a year ago, but the
Yes.
party
So
Yeah.
this party is barely 6 months
Old.
old.
Yeah.
So people should
We need
take
to remind
cognizance of
Nigerians
yes.
that this party was not in existence before August 20.
18. Because we are 2019
You
now.
know, the interesting part of this is anytime I go out on campaigns and dish out what we have, our campaign content are so rich
Yeah.
that people ask me, where have you guys been?
Bin, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why are you bringing this message? Why haven't you given us? Why haven't you known you for
You
years?
saw a woman that was telling me that in Mowe Market 2 days ago.
2 days ago.
Where
Yeah,
have
but
you guys
systematically the media are
Where have
busting
you guys
us
been?
out.
But within that 5 months, Shiwari has been able to go
And you
to
know when-
34 out of 36 states all over Nigeria. So states you actually went twice.
Absolutely. That's
Yes.
if you were to count the number of times we travel to a state,
Within
we probably would have
6
said we've been to
months.
60 states.
Exactly.
Abuja is uncountable.
Yes, Abuja
Within
is
6 months,
Yes.
we had the most robust, tenacious, and thorough campaign.
Ever.
People tell out campaign.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for any presidential candidate.
And that's what we're responding to a guy who was asking a question and say, who said, why did you start from local government? I said, if my capability was a local government capacity, I would not have been rated as Nigeria's most vibrant presidential candidate in this election.
That's correct.
Even by their own.
The answered to such comments, I will ask, okay, you should have started a local government chairman. Okay, tell me, is it that it doesn't have the intellectual capacity? Oh no, that's not what we're talking about. Is it that it's not a good man? Then at the end of the day, this is what you find out. Each time they say she should have started lower, they're thinking about his bank account.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
Where will they see the money to execute this? And then the response you give to them was, Obama was in the same shoes where was.
It was barely Senator for.
You say he was a community organizer, and it was about the time that his fortune changed.
Right.
How many people are watching us?
2.1K.
Wow, amazing.
And you see, one of the things that I was, when we started all this, we started in diaspora, with our diaspora supporters and all that. What I was trying to see was if diaspora Nigerians will respond to this the way they responded to, because a lot of the diaspora Nigerians, including yours truly, contributed to Obama campaign.
Oh, absolutely. Right. Yeah.
So, but guess what? We were not disappointed.
No, they did very well.
Big shout out to us.
Yes.
I'd like to comment. My take here was, like we already discussed, this is about the Nigerian spirit taking back what it is. Right. Systems, they regulate themselves somewhat. And that's a conversation we've had before. What is timing and everything was because Nigeria is seeking for this itself.
That's right.
He's just the person in the forefront of it. So I think there were some slight distractions because people misconstrue the idea of the young people.
Yeah.
So let's just say this election was to take that out of the way.
Yeah.
Now let's now deal with the so-called main guys.
Yes, the substance.
The narrative has been set.
Yes. So we're not going to worry about saying where's Nakolu.
Exactly. So, and all those questions have been clear.
Yes.
At some point, Babangida had mentioned that there was no young man that could rule this country. There was no capacity in young people that could rule this country. But that narrative has been cancelled now. Because we've seen a vibrant, young, and competent leader that can rule us in this country.
I mean, it started from the way we managed to run a nationwide campaign on a shoestring budget, as they call it. Yes, it's like the money that could have been meant for food for one single political party was what we spent in a whole year to run a campaign.
It's not even enough for one rally.
And then don't forget what we went through. We were starting what they said when we were starting out, that it was based on the internet. And they said it was a diaspora agenda. They will never even come to Lagos or Nigeria. Right. Then when we came to Nigeria, they said it's a southwest idea. When we went to the north, they said Abuja, they said you cannot enter the north. We went to the north. They said you better don't come back. And then they said, you can't go to Port Harcourt. We went everywhere. And then we were looking for a political party.
Right.
They said it's over. There's no way you can get a political party because PDP went and bought all the parties.
Every single one.
And today we are disclosing to you, they also put several traps in place to trap us. Yes.
But we outsmarted them.
Yes, we outsmarted the one that came and said, "Oh, you are the best person to be in our party," whereas she was working for Atiku.
That's right.
Yes,
that's right.
Yeah,
it was
the NIP lady.
NIP.
You know, and then they came with pact. We outsmarted them in pact. Then they started crying. You know, when after we left pact, then COP came before pact. Then they didn't invite us. Then after we left, then they said, "Where are you going to get a party?" Then we mysteriously registered.
By the way, we have jumped to 2.5K now.
Wow. So after that, you know what they did? They now start scheming for us not to participate in any official events at the political party.
That's right.
Including removing us absolutely from the presidential debate.
Yes. Remember the press conspiracy? They will not even cover.
Oh yes, and then the media went up. They would not give us any coverage. Till today, they give us no coverage.
Yes,
in 1 year, I can count it. I went to channels 4 times between February and February 2018. I was invited 4 times. Shewo Kimberly twice. Okay, maybe 5 times. Shewo Kimberly twice. I had a show with Robin Mines. Yes.
Bukas.
Yeah. And then Bakasi,
and then hard copy.
And roadmap.
Yeah, roadmap.
Maybe 5 or 6 in a whole year. They put PDP and APC on their show every hour.
Every day, on daily basis.
TVC News, maybe twice. The one that the debate I had with Mogalo. I think that's the only one I remember where TVC ever. And then the People's Debate.
Yes. If not for MacArthur Foundation, will not be on that.
That one is not considered.
Oh, and the View, yes, with Jumoke, yes, with Sheryl. Maybe 3.
And another one that you were with another man like this. One presidential aspirant, I was talking about security.
Oh, okay, yes. 4 now. So let's just say that each of the major TV, NTA, once.
Why? Because of MacArthur Foundation.
Yes.
Because the fund was
once their own. The candidate was a different program. That was Daria. But we must thank Arise News. In the middle of it all, Arise News kept reaching out to us and gave us a lot of.
This day.
That's Arise News. Yeah, and this day newspaper. We also have to AIT did a few times.
Nigeria Info.
Wazobia, yes. Wazobia interviewed me in English, Yoruba, Pidgin, Hausa, Pidgin. Yeah, they interviewed us. They asked me to speak Hausa in Kano.
Yes.
3.5 now.
Wow, guys.
Yes.
A lot of people watching. So, do you guys have questions? New questions for us?
How you feeling?
I feel very good. I mean it, This has to become, by the way, our time has to become a show.
Yes, that's
right. Showtime.
Showtime.
I don't want to call it showtime, but it has to become a show. Yeah. Where we sit around like this and discuss. And it can be a mobile show. So
there are so many things we have.
There's a lot of things that will codify. A lot of good things happen out of this, And what we will appeal to you guys to hear from us is, we had a high number of very, very, very committed staff.
Oh yes.
How do we have to give it to them?
And that tells you something about the fighting spirit of Nigerians. We will tell Nigerians about the days that you and the crew will be on the road with barely 30,000 naira for.
There was a place we ran out of gas. That's really in the east.
Abba Hotel.
And we went live and people were
Abba Hotel. You need to check out and you need to pay the hotel bill.
And we don't have money.
And the hotel, there will be no panic. The hotel does not know what is going on and miraculous.
And we have to thank the forces. I always say that may the force be with us.
Yes.
Yeah. We did not, in the process of traveling around to 34 states, traveling abroad to almost 7 countries, lose a single soul, not an injury to any member of us. You know, our condolences to our members in Delta at that time. Yeah, we lost those guys in Delta.
From Germany? Italy?
No. This is the AAC members and the ones that fell inside the river. But the core team that we traveled with, you know, the only near, you know, tragedy we had was in Oshodi where we were attacked. But, you know, everybody recovered from that pretty quickly and we went back on there. And nothing was not done. You know, they tried to scandalize us, you know, so how they kept bringing all kinds of things at us. You know, they even tried to break our racks.
That's right.
Which we'll tell a story about in the future.
Planted malls and
everywhere. But those things are expected, guys.
Oh, yes.
We expected that. But let us also thank our volunteers.
Yes, fantastic.
It's a humbling experience.
You know, I wanted to say something that I shouldn't say, that we did something in the campaign. We paid volunteers lesser rate than staff. But what we did was we made sure that every staff that worked with us, staff, got paid the minimum wage we recommended.
4.1K.
Yes. We have 4.1. Wow. We paid them a minimum wage that we recommended. And it didn't cause inflation.
I don't know if the vehicle stopped working because of that.
No.
And so, Mr. President, I think this Take It Back movement is an ideology. And it's a movement.
It's a powerful movement.
It's a movement.
Look, the movement is beyond us now.
No. We have. I mean, it belongs to Nigeria now. We have
because I've run into people that I think they are even more committed than I am.
How can I get one of that shirt, man? That's a nice shirt.
Can you show? Can you show me?
I like it. Yeah, I like that. Wow. Pretty cool.
Yes.
Don't.
No, I'm gonna. This is my own souvenir.
Don't wash it and spread it outside, man.
No.
You'll go missing like pretty quick.
Don't give credit to who it doesn't belong to. No. The open support system.
Yeah.
So let's give a shout out to this.
They made this shirt. It's nice. Actually, I can wear it to a party. I can wear it to a party and like, who's that? That's my president.
So let me say something to you guys, which is very important. You know, regardless of what today's outcome will be, I mean, tomorrow the results, we are the only political party who will step out there who has been able to step out since yesterday.
Yes.
And we still get the same accolade we used to get before we went to the
reception.
You know, the same reception.
Nothing has changed.
When we were coming here to one of our staff, and she said, "Why are people still nice to you?" You know, despite the fact that the results are not showing that.
You're not crying.
I said they're probably looking at them and say, "This is our president. This is the person in their heart who won the election."
Yes.
Because if we go by, you know, the expectations.
Yeah.
If we go by not our expectations. The expectation of our distractors. We are not even supposed to be in the mix
at all.
We're not supposed to. We are supposed to have been retired about 7 months ago.
Someone told me in October that we will never last past October.
Consequentially.
Yes.
Yes.
You know,
so this is a victory for Nigeria.
And we are waking up without no debts in terms of, you know, for example, if I've gone to the bank and loaned out maybe 500 million, 1 billion naira, we'll be in debt by now. But you know,
none of us sold, not even a wristwatch.
Yes.
Yeah. I need one though, because the battery of my wrist. No. Before you guys start sending me wristwatch, no. That's very interesting thing. Also on this show. With our people, they're like so responsive. I remember my son had a birthday, I just announced it. And they said what they did before you know it, I had like drones being sent to me. Like where can I had to tell them that I don't want to spoil my kids with drones, you know. Yes. I asked my son, do you want a drone? He said, why don't they donate the money to the campaign? And the person eventually did.
Wow.
Yes. He still doesn't have a drone, but he doesn't need one.
Yes, he's the son of his father. Yes. That thinking, yes.
You know, and when my daughter had, I forgot to reach out to her because we were traveling to Ondo. I shouldn't say this in public, right?
No, I will say mine to finish yours.
Yes, and she said, you know, Daddy, I know you didn't greet me yesterday, but I know you're busy. And I know you'll win. you know, and I called her yesterday. He said, "Are you back? I know you won." And I said, "Yes, we won in the house of our people." Thank you, Mami K, if you're watching.
My daughter,
Yes.
Koyemi, is February 22nd also.
Wow.
So that morning, Malcolm called me and said, because he knew where I was, what I was doing, and he said, "I know you are engrossed in what you're doing, but
don't forget to go home."
By the way, Okpeyemi was named after Malcolm. You know Malcolm's middle name is Okpeyemi.
Wow, we didn't know this.
Yes, she was named after Malcolm. So he said, you know, I said, "Wow, thank you." So I quickly pick up my phone and sent a message to our WhatsApp. It wasn't going through, it was just one check mark. So I sent it direct to her text message, you know, and then she responded. Then lo and behold, in the evening, Malcolm and his family went there, took care of her, took pictures with her, probably, you know, got some nice things for her. That is the spirit of Take It Back.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes, thank you. And a lot of our guys who left their families, left their jobs, some had to lose a lot of money extending their tickets. You know, some of them are in this room. We thank you. And we want to thank Malcolm Fabi.
ZG. Great guy.
He ran,
lose people like him.
Yeah, he ran an amazing campaign for us. One of the sharpest campaign ever. You know,
that's right.
He was always available. You know, he would go and take a flight that has internet simply so that he could keep working. So we thank you, Malcolm. I'm sure you're watching. How many people are watching now?
4.2.
You know what he did for him to be able to stay the few weeks that he stayed? He had to push his calendar forward at work, and he did all the travels back to back. He was doing, you know, Malaysia, Mexico, to China, just so that he will free himself to be able to
partake
come
in
in and take, you know, that long time. It was
amazing people.
What people are willing to do for Nigeria, this has been a very humbling experience.
It is.
You see Nigerians in their true color.
When
it's not true what people say.
No.
That Nigeria is not ready. No,
Nigeria is more than ready.
Right.
What I find very interesting is like even the naysayers, you know, on the internet who were waiting to say, "We told you so." When it got to the point, they don't have the courage to come and say, because people are saying to them, "What is it that you're saying?" That we told them so. They came and said they wanted to disrupt Nigeria's political system. Has been not done that. Everything they promised, they've done. In fact, they did more than that. Because a lot of eyes are now open. A lot of people who are sleeping have now been woken. And a lot of people who are ignorant have been educated.
Right, correct.
A lot of skills have fallen off blind eyes.
Right, that's right.
And a lot of people who are in bondage have been mentally liberated.
Sure.
Yes. Who knew before we started this that you can confront soldiers?
Yes.
You know, without guns. You can walk up to them and say, "Look, you know, I disagree with you, and you're not going to." Anything.
That's right.
You can't ask people to lie on the floor, you know. Who knew that you could challenge authorities? You can walk into a studio and challenge a minister, you know, and reduce him to a non-entity inside within 10 minutes.
Right.
You know. Who knew that you could go to palaces and speak to kings and tell them authoritatively who you are and what you want from your country without acting like a slave? Yes.
That's a strong word.
That's right. And who knew that with no money you can conquer? It's up to them to behave themselves, you know.
That's right.
Let me welcome Pastor Yomiade Muamu. These are live, so we're just giving updates to our people. We don't have any results yet from any official results that we know of. Some interesting results have come out. People like Saraki, I heard, lost.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah. And I used to tell people, like, I don't want to brag, but the people of Kwara owe it to me. I'm the one who first, I started the demystification of Saraki. When he sued me. And we mobilized students down to Kwara. They said nobody has ever come to confront Saraki before in Kwara. This young lady was there. They arrested them, beat them up, they stole their phone. Students, Femi Adeyeye, all of them.
I was in Kwara.
Yes, so we then went to Kwara. And I promised when we had a town hall meeting there that I came to announce his departure from politics. And that the money he took from me, I would take the money with interest. I'm taking the money by waiting for the interest. Yes. So, but that's just one of the examples of what has happened. When people step up boldly, and say, look, these are territories that we conquered, they need liberation. Kwara is one of them. We hopefully will do that in Lagos as well, because Lagos is also under bondage. Yes. I will do that for the rest of Nigeria. That's why I was saying this movement has a lot of work to do.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right.
And we'll be announcing them as we go ahead. How many people are still watching us?
4.2.
Wow. We have 4,000.
At one point it was 4.4.
Yes.
4.5.
We have 4,200 people watching live on Facebook.
Well, I want to say congratulations. We are very proud of you for the campaign you ran. I've always known you to be very bold, very courageous. So we thank God you did not disappoint us. And 150,000 that we were able to raise and spend on
150 million.
150 million naira, excuse me, that we were able to raise and spend on this campaign is not up to what APC or PDP used for one rally.
Yes.
It's not up to that. And even with that, stages are falling.
Yeah. Stages are falling.
That's correct.
The people are not in their
and we thank God, despite that, great impact has been made. Great impact has been made. And people are able to see some of the legacies of this campaign will not be forgotten.
Yes.
People can now know you can use drones to monitor
elections. Yeah.
What does it cost the federal government to buy 1,200 drones and use it instead of shooting them down and use
774.
Let's even say they put extra 1,200.
The drone that we brought yesterday, that they were shooting at the drone.
Yes, can you imagine?
They couldn't hit. The interesting thing was that there were 4 soldiers shooting one drone. They couldn't hit it. No one bullet touched the drone. Not a single one.
We are going to train first. We need to train the soldiers.
I saw them and I said, it was so shocking. They were all like cocking their guns. They couldn't shoot it because the drone operator was just avoiding them. But the interesting thing on a serious note is that it tells you, what we say about technology.
Yes.
So you can imagine with the drone is about $1,000. That's this drone. And 4 soldiers cannot hit it. So it means that if we even have military grade drones that have even avoidance, or like anti-missile kind of
detection.
It means that with the 100,000 we can have those ones flying over Boko Haram territory.
Of course.
And one of the things that was interesting yesterday when we first flew the drone to the place where they were all scared. They were shouting, "That's Showore's drone, no? There's everybody doing something shady. Well, I need to because this thing is looking at everybody." So it was when they saw that we flew the drone, because we flew to a particular place where the deputy governor of Ondo State was trying to rig the election. Yeah. That was his own polling unit. So we flew it first and the thing came down, so everybody was running helter-skelter. So it was then that they then invited soldiers to come. So by the second time we flew the drone back to the place, they just started shooting at the drone. And now they're in possession of the drone. And the reason they seized the drone is they probably knew that the drone captured them ridiculing themselves. Because the drone is up there just docking, and then eventually the drone is still in possession of what is, the stupid thing they don't know is that, the drone also has a cloud storage.
Of course.
So whatever is on the drone is also somewhere else.
You can retrieve it.
So that's what we talk about, analog leaders, or analog soldiers, But let me also say this, that which was an interesting discovery yesterday. So we're dealing with about 8 soldiers, 8 of them. 2 of them refused to partake in the aggression.
Wow.
And when we looked at them, they went to their guy and said, "That's sure. If whatever we do here, so we'll be in trouble." And they kept telling their guy, "Don't you know Shore? Okay, this guy is not."
I had it.
Yes, he said, "You should know him, Oga.
He does not deserve.
He doesn't deserve this kind of." We said, "Oga, we know him, because they turn out that there are people who follow us on social media. In fact, it's possible that there are all these TIB members in the army."
Exactly. Yes.
They refused, And they kept telling us in the car when we went back to some corner, they said, pointing to the other, "That's the guy who's creating the problem. We have told him to give you back your drone.
Imagine.
He won't listen." So we also have loyalists, even in the security. They reach out, they hear us, and they also want to be free.
Exactly.
They want it, but they know this country is not working, Because the moment I arrived at their place, they cocked their gun and surrounded me, like ready to shoot. I'm looking at them like, you want to kill somebody who wants to die. It's like you're wasting your time. I'm ready to lay my life down to make sure this country doesn't continue like this. And by the time we finish having the conversation, turns out that their commander is the house of the deputy governor down the street. And we're going to get the name of the guy and publish it, because he's one of those despicable officers who are messing up the military. He said it to some of our people that his order is to come and win the election for APC. He doesn't know why I'm disturbing APC. Interestingly, from what we are hearing now, Buhari lost in Ondo State.
Yeah, sure.
PDP won in Ondo State. Well, of course, we won our own areas. Buhari lost in Ondo State. That's why they are panicking now. They are trying to cancel the election from Enugu and that of Federal Capital Territory.
You talked about the one for Lagos.
So, because they lost, and it's looking like they don't have the 25 states. Right now. Yeah, they don't have that 2/3 majority that is needed constitutionally mandated. That's why I'm saying movement people don't go anywhere. I'm telling you, we might be called upon like tonight.
That's right.
To step up to something and those of you who are celebrating, it's too early. That's all I can tell you. It's too early to start celebrating.
I think we had a conversation.
Yes.
I said none of them have a two-thought. That's certain.
They can't boast of it right now.
So, and that most people they forget about Akinjide story during the Awolowo contest, and Shagari. When the tutor, they call him Mr. Tutor. He mangled that thing on television. We were kids then. Where everybody was just silent.
They call it 12 to 12.
Yeah.
That was how they rigged Awolowo.
Yeah. So
but the world is wiser now.
Yes.
You cannot go and bring any mathematics.
No.
Everybody has a calculator in their iPhone.
Right, even on your phone, your watch.
Do we have any questions?
Someone asked if you continue staying in Nigeria or you leave the country.
Have I ever left Nigeria before? This is where I am, this is where my heart is, this is where my soul is. I do travel like every other person, but I told you, since I left Nigeria, I wake up Nigerian time, I sleep Nigerian time, because this is where all my, by the way, I'm looking for a house. Anywhere in Nigeria where I can stay. So if you have a BQ, let me know. Because I don't have house in this Nigeria, except in our village. Where I mean, those who traveled with us, we wake up in the morning, they are awake. Wow. You want to go out at night, they are there.
Yeah. They are security.
They are the people securing us. And when we were living on those I think yesterday, they followed us to, and they told the army, don't touch this one. And we drove. Another thing, interestingly, we had no security. No police. And I keep telling people at that time, even if you have police, they can call kidnappers to meet you on the road.
Yes, of course.
Or they can, if they say, give us money, don't give them. What stops them from attacking you themselves?
The police is not that is paying their salary.
And Buhari is the commander-in-chief of the police and the army. People told me, I have some people in DSS, get them. I said, I don't have any reason to be walking around with people guarding with gun, especially in these days of accidental discharge. You just kill yourself.
Sorry.
Or they could say that I was struggling with them with a gun. And people would think, maybe it happened, maybe it didn't happen. So, but it was not necessary. It was a movement that needed the people, not the army.
And the people responded.
And they responded very well.
Yes. Concerning the question that do you live in Nigeria or are you going back? And your answer is very profound. It reminded me of an incident between you and I. Your answer was that, have you ever left Nigeria? I remember when we met in the bus in New Carrollton, Maryland.
Yes.
Around a week after you just came. We reconnected. When I left Nigeria, we were together a day before.
Absolutely.
When we met in the bus again, going to Idibu, remember?
Yes.
So we met again, then we lost touch for about 2 years until I got back to the US. Then we met again. I remember you did not even want to stay in US. Your staying in US was out of circumstance. Because I remember me pleading with Showore then, because whatever was injected in him at University of Lagos was still there, peeling out of the skin was still there. I pleaded with him and said, look,
take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself. I remember that day. Now you remember. I was one of those who pleaded with him to stay because his heart has always been in Nigeria.
No, absolutely.
So, and of course, Sahara Reporters too has an office here with employees that are being paid.
That's what they try to do. They to shut Sahara Reporters.
So Showore is here to stay by the grace of God.
I'm always here. I tell people I'm always here, and I will always be here. This is home for me, and there's no other home. You remember when we're doing the candidates, Kadaria had a few shocking questions that she thought would throw us off balance. And one of it was that, how can you say that you love Nigeria when you are a citizen of the US and you carry the US passport? She was shocked to find out that after 19 years that I did not apply for US citizenship. I carry, yes, you don't have to. I carry a dilapidated Nigerian passport. Because the ink on it is all cleaned out. But I love it. I love the idea of being a Nigerian, being myself. It's very painful when you travel to countries and you are separated and kept in a place to be grilled and insulted, or when you try to apply for a visa to some of these European countries that are not definitely themselves doing very well, and they keep telling you your passport has to wait in the embassy in the consulate for 14 days, and you can't. So there are times that I was supposed to get a visa, South Africa. But by the time they couldn't give me visa on time, when I withdrew my passport from the place so that I could travel to other places. You know, because they won't do that to other people. But you can't blame them. It's the way Nigeria is that is causing all kinds of issues.
Where our leaders.
Yes, the way they run the place down. You remember also that during our campaigns, I used to say that we were talking about Ghana must go. Nigeria must go is happening. Nobody even knew that before the election they will be deporting Nigerians back.
700 and that many.
I'm talking about the ones that are deported. What about Nigerians that are languishing in Ghanaian jails?
Yes.
And nobody's even checking on them whether they are guilty or not. You know. And another thing that came out of this, and this is talking about the diaspora, is to find out that the diasporans are sending home $25 billion every year. That was what we sent in 2018 to Nigeria officially. You know, and when I say officially, there's another $25 billion that came unofficially. That's that one of. There's nobody who wants to send $10,000 that will send it through Western Union. You go to the airport and give it to somebody there to take it. Yes, the biggest. Yes.
The other set is people loading up
containers and sending it home.
Them home and using the money locally.
Yes. So, and we are hiring, you know, diasporas are hiring people, they are paying salaries, they are supporting their families. So we must have a say. Regardless of how they harass you and harangue you, don't give up. It's your country, you know. Even if you don't want to come back here to live, just be happy that you created a haven somewhere.
Yes,
instead of, you know, a territory that's of poverty.
That's right.
Yeah. So what it means, when the diasporans are sending 25 billion, we don't even allow them to vote. So it's part of what we will also start doing is to put together serious resistance to ensure that diasporans are allowed to have say that. If they had the say in this election, we would by now the election would have been Another thing we must fight for is this idea of I experienced the voting system on Saturday. It's crap. Yes, it's the most nonsensical voting, the most archaic, voting, most frustrating voting system I've ever seen in the world. It took forever to get to the front before you can vote. If there are a lot of voters in there. And then the voting itself is not, it doesn't take long. I mean, the accreditation and voting. But to get it done. And then the most cumbersome is the counting of, can you imagine ballots. The ballots, they'll just be there, picking it one by one. I was already woozy when they were counting our own because they keep just saying AAC, But it wasn't worth it to have waited for that long to get those kind of. There should have been a machine that would just have counted them. In 5 seconds, it would have counted everything there. Then sort, and we don't have that.
Even electronic voting.
Yes, but exactly that's the point. If you can be voting for Big Brother Nigeria online, we should figure out. Let Nigeria even be the first country to introduce electronic voting. It's not a matter of putting an app on your system. If you can, the most difficult thing to do online is sending money to people. If you can trust an app to help you send millions of naira to people, an app should be able to help you to vote for someone.
Exactly.
And for places where people cannot vote, we can figure out people who are not comfortable with electronic voting. We can figure out they can vote manually. But to have a whole country shut down just for something that could be done in 1 hour, and the results can come out another hour later.
Right.
And if there's anybody who is not sure of the results, we can have a tabulation process or an analysis process that shows that the person who claimed to be voting is the person who voted. If you look at Google Map from the back end of analytics for Sahara reporters, you can almost tell where they are reading Sahara reporters. If you keep zooming, it will even give you the household in Lagos where they just read Sahara reporters.
Can you believe
the technology is there?
Can you believe that I couldn't vote? I came because I wanted to vote. I couldn't vote because I was told I will vote at the booth where I registered. And that was where I went last Saturday. I checked into an hotel to book. They paid for that night. They cancelled the vote. On Friday I went there again, only to get to the station, and they told me that my polling station was VGC.
Can you imagine?
And that was the place where I registered. They said it was
and there's restriction of movement.
And I couldn't
go anywhere.
I was so desperate. I was even looking for a bike to take me.
And you could not.
And I could not. And I came to vote. My wife and I flew for 2 days to Nigeria to get our voters card because we wanted to exercise our right to vote. And I came, stayed, spent money to vote, only not to be allowed to cast my vote.
This is something you could have done on your cell phone.
Can you imagine?
Keep it open,
right,
and vote wherever it may be. Not because there will be a special number. You know, you just be like, okay, this man. Or you can even have a scratch number sent out to, you know. If you want to complicate, if it's too complicated, you can say, look, every voter you get a scratch card for a particular election. I don't even see that how that is necessary. And when you get it, you open it, it will say, what's your number? It will be unique to every voter. And in 1 hour, everybody's voted. In another hour, we know the result. In fact, we can make it transparent so that there will be a massive monitor somewhere that is saying Shokoto, number of voters, APC, AAC, PDP. And by 12 noon, we will know transparently who voted for who. You know, and you cannot vote and then say you want to cancel it. And you cannot vote twice. But this system they have now, they still do overvoting like crazy.
Of course.
And you know when you
how do you tell the new ballot?
The new ballot has no security.
Exactly. How do you tell if everybody had in the system?
The ballot paper I saw yesterday would have been printed by anybody.
You can tell anybody.
And when you mention all these ideas, they will say, oh, you know, you can.
It's because they are coming from abroad now.
Yes, and then you begin to tell them, look, the private sector here utilizes most of these ideas. You talked about a scratch card. The telecommunication industry has been using it for how many years? And there's never been a situation where they say, oh, we're rigged.
Yeah.
Our card was our scratch cards were rigged. They have what you're talking about.
But even look at it, the telecommunication, that's where they should learn from. They used to use scratch cards. But now, almost 80% of purchase of airtime is not done on scratch card anymore.
It's on the apps that we're talking about. And the most shameful thing that I heard about the election yesterday, you know, was one of our personnel who went to vote. And by the way, how much is an ink pad of his time? How much is it?
A lot of the police stations didn't have ink pad.
How much is it?
What?
Ink pad.
Oh man.
To get your thumb impression.
That's another scam I saw yesterday.
No
that
ink pad. How much is that thing?
The one that they put in our place, the thing cleans up before you could even leave the thing. It's already clean.
Because
so you can come back.
They mixed it with water. No,
it's this one. That one is water now. There's no ink pad there. You can't even call it ink.
I noticed most of the void votes were because people were trying to, you know, like get
a good impression, and then you get more.
Exactly.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
I think back to our party.
Yeah. So how many people are still watching?
4.1.
So, Mr. President,
Yes,
so there was an incident yesterday about one of our senatorial candidates that was excluded from the election.
Yes.
So, what are your position on?
Position is very simple. It's the easiest case to win in court. The moment any candidate is excluded, either by default or by intent, you win the case in court. He can, if he's convinced that he wants to pursue the case, he goes to court and nullify the election. Another election has to be done where he's included.
It was clear.
We reached out to INEC and they said it was an oversight, but you cannot plead oversight in court.
That's right.
So we'll talk to our candidate if he wants to push it. We'll push it with him to ensure that justice is done.
Right. Actually, as at that yesterday morning, because one of the things we tried to be sure was to make sure that it was validly nominated, and it was. As at that yesterday morning, even on the INEC website, his name is listed as a senatorial candidate for Lagos East, even on their website. So what we did was make sure we download, the records again with the time and date stamp from INEC, so nobody will go into their system and quickly remove it. So we have done our due diligence, and it's a rerun. They have to reschedule that election. It's very simple.
All right. So what else is next year? Is we've reached 5:10. We just wanted to do a 1 hour broadcast. Thank everybody once again.
So, Mr. President, someone
Yes,
is asking that. What's your next move in terms of this particular movement that we are?
We mentioned it before, Ken, that the movement is solidly going to continue to do what it was set out to do. The movement went to run the campaign of the presidency, and we made it very clear that after we're done, even if if we win, the movement will start doing what it wanted to do, and it will be here with us. The party will also be here with us. Very strong.
So the next move is the original move.
Yes.
So take it back.
Action!
All right. So, do you have any questions before we wrap up for today's? This is a special broadcast to our members who have been asking questions. If we have any reason to come back to reach you guys live, we will come back and talk to you. If there are any updates politically, we'll do so.
Can I quickly make a comment?
Yeah.
I think that because of the challenges of funding, it's important that an emphasis be made on continuous funding. The funding must not stop.
Yeah.
We need money for the movement and for the party. So as from today, we are still fundraising.
Yeah. What will happen is that's true. But on my end, as a presidential candidate, I will close my GoFundMe account. It's starting from any moment from now, because we don't have any reason to keep it going. If we need any other funding stream, we will label it as such and make it available. And as we mentioned, we're working to provide full accounting of how money was spent to all the donors. We owe it to you to let you know what happened to the support you gave to us. The local account at Zenith Bank, we're trying to decide whether to keep it open because of the other candidates who are still running, if you want to support them. But that will be a decision we'll take as soon as possible. We will notify the bank tomorrow if we can use proceeds from that to fund other candidates who are still running. But as far as the GoFundMe account is concerned, we will shut it down any moment from now. I want to thank you guys so much for the support. It's been amazing how great it can be. This is the first time in Nigeria that people gave money to a political cause as opposed to receiving money from us.
That's right. That's correct.
And we should mention this, even though they wanted to buy votes yesterday, it was difficult. And a lot of people that they thought they could buy votes from were not willing to sell their votes, to sell their conscience. What we're hearing is that they're not doing very well. The APC government is not doing well in this election as much as we thought. The results are coming in showing that they didn't do as well as they have been bragging on social media. Right. So, but if APC loses to PDP, we are still in the same fire.
Yes.
From you have just moved from from one hot end of the fire to the other. You have just changed position. You have not changed condition.
One side of the cone to the other side.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. But we will be back again. If you have any questions, last minute I'll take it. The next 5 minutes we shall.